Mr. Reuben William Smith!
I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me! 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. If you having girl problems, I forgot.
And just like that, the illusion is ruined. Right, let's get rid of these, shall we? Let's not be ridiculous. I mean, come on. Honestly. Yeah! No, you've probably guessed by now, but that was probably the coolest moment of my entire life. When I hear, like, none of you had any idea until I opened my mouth and I sounded like this. Someone's impression of a posh person. It's ridiculous. Like, the moment in which you were all staring at me thinking, is this guy going to be as cool as he looks? And obviously I'm not. But it's essentially, it's kind of like, it's Schrodinger's accent, really, is what it is. I started off with a Schrodinger joke. It's only going to get more awesome from here, folks. No, but there was actually, interesting point, actually, about Schrodinger. There was a thing, everyone knows about the thing, put a cat in a box, right? But I wondered how he came to the conclusion that what you needed to do was put a cat in a box. And so I did some research. And it turns out, actually, he was banned from all the zoos in the country where he lived because he insisted on trying to fit animals into boxes. And it was always the same box, so he'd just be trying to cram an elephant into a shoebox. And eventually he realized that was silly. So he went with a cat. Interestingly though, actually wasn't his first choice. His initial choice was an iguana. But it turns out if you put a lizard in a shoebox, it is simultaneously dead, alive, and 300 foot tall and destroying Tokyo. Who knew? No, but as you've probably guessed by now, I'm not a cool person. I'm pretty much a failure as a human being, really. Like 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one because I don't know any. Actually, that joke is in itself a bit of a lie, because actually I don't really have any male friends at all, or any friends. I don't need your pity, just your love. No, it's weird. I have mostly female friends. I think it's because as a child, when you're deciding what kind of friends you want to have, I wanted the friends who were more keen on sort of sitting indoors and talking rather than outside wrestling in the mud and, you know, undressing each other. Might just have been my school. But no, I'm a bit of a failure human being. Who here's got a job? You all sound so happy. I understand what you mean. But anyone? Who's good at their job? It's sort of. I'm not any good at mine. I'm not terrible. I think more what it's to do with is my manager. We don't really get along. It seems to be one of those people we just don't kind of get on. But unfortunately, we kind of have to be in the same room occasionally. Like the people I work with have this theory that it's all just sexual tension. Apparently, no, it's not sexual tension though. To be fair, I wouldn't know if it was sexual tension because I wouldn't recognize a hint if you worked the word hint on a sledgehammer and then hit me with it. At least not if you hit me hard enough. Concussion joke there. Clearly, half of you already suffered one. No, but I don't get on with magic. She once said to me, Reuben, do you go out of your way to try and annoy me? And I gave the first response which came to my head, which was not the best response, which was, of course not. I've got much better things to do. This is all natural. Maybe it is sexual tension. No one's convinced that's a thing. No, actually, I'm standing out here on this stage, and it's bringing me back to the first time that I did a show. I did this show last year when I was a fresher, and I remember how I was back then. I was shy, I was socially awkward, I was pretty much friendless, and now I'm a second year. Yeah. No, it's not easy. It's not always easy being. Well, it's fairly easy being me. All I have to do is sit on my ass and play video games all day. Technically, there's other shit I should be doing, like my job, and my degree, and cleaning stuff, and talking to my friends, and feeding my pets. But fuck that shit. Yeah, that's right, I could be gangster. Straight up. No, it's a bit weird. My main problem, I'm a student, I live at home, because I thought it'd be a good way to save money, but I'm quickly realizing that all the money I would have saved, like, from moving out, I'm going to have to spend on a defense lawyer at my parents' murder trial. Like, it's not so bad. It's my mum, mainly. Like, because my mum, she's really weird as a human being. But she always really wanted a gay son. Because, obviously this, just not quite there yet. But she always really wanted a gay son. And I don't really know why. I think it was just to disguise her rampant homophobia. Like, she got over her racism by marrying a black guy. I guess she was just hoping, just everyone's fans of homophobia. We're not going to move past it. That's cool. We can do some homophobic jokes. Again, you people are okay with this. What's wrong with you? Well, no, oh, it's Matt. That's right. That's why it's funny. No, I'm not a very good person. I don't interact very well with members of the. You've probably guessed already by now. Like, my voice is ridiculous, and it only gets worse because you probably can't tell because I've been here for a few minutes, but I just don't shut up, ever. Like, as I said, the thing of the hint, I won't notice. You know how someone does that body language where they're just like, we're tired of you, please stop talking. I don't. So I will just keep talking, and everyone, once in a while, everyone just gets angrier and angrier and angrier and start sharpening weapons. I really got to talk to someone about my manager, actually. It's getting worrying. But, well, I'm sure I had a point in all of this before I started listing my faults as a person. No, it's pretty much just the faults. I'll tell you a story. Proof that I don't interact well with other people. I tried, a little while ago, to pick up a girl in the bar. I thought, I'll just go for it. I'll just go out there and just try, and, I'll probably get slapped, but that's usually what happens. I don't even say anything, just psh. Once again, I could be gangster. Brap. Is that what the kids say? Yes, good. No, I tried to go up to her. I was halfway towards her, and she'd seen me, and it was clear that I was going to have to say something or just look like a weirdo. Well, I look like a weirdo anyway. Obviously, I'm wearing red jeans and a Batman T-shirt. But I was getting up to her, and I opened my mouth to say, hi, can I buy you a drink? But because my brain hates me, it thought it'd be really funny to translate what I was going to say into Wookiee. Because what lady doesn't go weak at the knees at a good Chewbacca impression, right? You with me? My God, someone actually is. Call me, wherever you are. Even if you're a dude, we can make it work. My mother will be over the moon. But I got up to her, so I opened my mouth, and instead of a friendly introduction, what came out of my mouth was, But we got past that, and we started talking. And obviously, I noticed occasionally she kept looking at my jeans. So you've definitely seen them, even at the back. Like, I'm pretty sure they glow in the dark. But they're fairly obvious. But I like them. But I'm aware the voice and the acting and the fact I do this a lot doesn't help. But people do assume I'm gay. There's one person laughing at that, just like, yeah, we do. It's not cool, man. Shit hurts. But no, I could see her looking at jeans, and slowly, obviously, the realization dawns in her mind that, oh, of course, he's gay. And the problem is, I can see it happening in her facial expression, but I can't do anything about it, because she hasn't said, are you gay? So I can't go, no, I'm not gay, out of nowhere, because I'll make me like an even bigger homophobe than I already am. Again, like, I'm not. It's a joke. Be cool. But no, I'll tell you this last thing. This is probably the biggest example of a failure to understand a situation that any human being has ever done, right? Now, two of my friends, they were together for a long time, it's a little while ago, and they were together before we all went to uni, went to school with them. And they broke up, and then it was awkward for a while, and there was kind of stuff going on, and there was kind of all kinds of shitty drama. But they've kind of moved past it. They're both all right now. But then I was on Facebook one day, because I don't have any real friends, and I happened to see a photo of the guy from this relationship, and he's in a club, in the photos, in the club. There we go, one more. I'm on fire. Brap. But they were there, but he was with a girl who looks an awful lot like his ex-girlfriend. I thought this was funny. I thought she'd find it funny. See, that's the noise of every woman in the room going, you fucking moron. Yeah, no, I tried. It was literally the second after I linked it to the photo, I realized it might not have been as funny as I thought it was. Clearly, you all agree with me. Now, you guys have been absolutely lovely. There's one thing I just want to do. Like, I came on, I think we can all agree I looked pretty gangster. So there's one thing I want to do at the end. Music guy, you with me? Cool. There's one thing I want to do. I'm going to put my gear back on. And usually what cool people do when they finish doing a thing with a microphone is they drop the microphone and just kind of walk off. But I can't drop this because it's expensive and I'll get in trouble. So what I'm going to do, so I'm going to put it in the stand. Bear with me. Continue bearing with me. That's the first time anyone's ever got a wolf whistle for putting more clothes on. Right, so what I'm going to do is what I'm going to do is you start when I'm finished, start the music. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to go, I'm out, I'm going to tap the microphone, the music's going to start, and I'm just going to walk off looking really badass. We all good with that? Okay. Before I go, you've all been absolutely wonderful. Keep coming out, keep coming to our shows, and enjoy the rest of your evening. So, I'm out.
I got 99 problems, but a bitch ain't one. Hit me.